Hello and welcome to the Weekly Forex Outlook at XM.com. Next week, markets will continue to eye developments surrounding the U.S. government shutdown and political developments in both France and Japan. In addition, we'll get key data out of China and the UK. I'm Maria Pachardis, and joining me is senior market analyst Achilleas Kourolopoulos. So Achilleas, let's begin in the U.S., where little progress has been made since the government shutdown began on October 1st. How have markets reacted so far? What should we expect from the upcoming CPI report? And how might all that affect the Fed's moves and the dollar?
Good morning, Maria. As you mentioned, shutdown continues. We are entering in a few days the third week of the shutdown. And as you highlighted, no progress has been made. I think we are getting a critical period that both sides will probably have to sit on the table and make proper negotiations. To be fair, the market reaction has been quite relaxed up to now. For example, we have seen US equities recording new all-time highs. We've seen the dollar getting a bit stronger, of course, and gold rallying. And all of that is reducing the pressure on politicians to actually find a solution. Similarly, we have heard from quite a few Fed members, and they don't even seem worried about the situation. So for now, everything is relaxed. But as I said, we're going to a critical third week. The absence of official data, it's probably going to have an impact on market sentiment. This week, we're supposed to get CPI data, and unless important the BLS is trying to compile that data, then it could be a third week of no official data, which means that the current expectations for a Fed rate cut must start to essentially be under threat, or it might raise questions about actually what the Fed is going to do in late October. Therefore, it's a critical week. Putting everything together, obviously, if the shutdown continues, the dollar will probably remain in demand. We have seen that it behaved quite nicely this week against the euro. However, we are probably reaching the stage where investors will start to worry about the economic impact of the shutdown. So is the US economy going to slow down that much? And of course, what that will be the impact on Trump's administration and tariffs, and of course on what the Fed is going to do going forward.
Turning to France now, it continues to grapple with political deadlock, and President Macron has to pick another prime minister immediately. What should Euro traders keep an eye on going forward?
Yes, you're absolutely right. Macron is ready for another prime minister. Unfortunately, the solution of selecting a new prime minister is not what seems to solve the problems in France, as the left-wing and right-wing parties in the parliament hold the majority. They can block essentially every bill. French yields have been rising. The euro has been underperforming. So the markets investors need a credible solution, which means that another prime minister might come along, but probably going to be more of the same. Fresh parliamentary elections are probably not on the cards at this stage, but there is an ultimate solution that if Macron calls for snap presidential elections, that will probably be the solution the markets are looking for. Obviously, then markets will start to worry about who is going to win, but the deadlock will probably be broken. All this means that obviously the euro will remain under pressure next week, unless Macron announces a surprise vote, as I just mentioned.
Moving over to Japan now, can you tell us about the recent political drama there that has unfolded since Sanae Takaichi won the LDP leadership contest, and what that will mean for the Bank of Japan's path and the yen?
The situation in Japan is a bit more complicated than France. We had a new LDP leader, the Takaichi. She is trying to garner support in order to win the upcoming prime minister vote. However, there's been a negative development for her as a long-term ally, a long-term party ally to the LDP, has just withdrew its support. Therefore, we're probably back to square one. either the LDP leader has to seek support elsewhere. There are some other right-wing parties that could potentially support her, or she has to resign, and then we get a new party leader for the LDP party, and then negotiations restart. It's a difficult period for Japanese politics. Dollar yen has been under severe pressure, and of course the continuation of this political unrest will keep it under pressure. The Japanese finance minister, in coordination with the BOJ, of course, they have been trying to verbally intervene, and obviously they're ready to actually intervene if the rally in dollar yen continues. All of this means that we go into a critical period for the yen as well. So next week looks to be quite critical on many fronts. And the BOJ, at this stage in October, rate hike is out of the question. We still don't know who the next Premier Minister is going to be. Therefore, if conditions help and if stars align, I think Ueda and his BOJ crew will probably try to prepare for a December rate hike, but that feels a long way far from the current situation.
And finally, can you give us a brief overview of what to look out for from China's CPI and PPI reports from September, as well as key jobs data out of the UK and the potential reaction in the pound?
The lack of US data means that other data releases get the market's attention. As you mentioned, China, CPI is going to be published, and another soft report probably confirmed that China is continuing to face deflation. That will probably open the door to further support measures, which haven't been successful so far, obviously, but further support measures might come. And of course, a looser PBOC stance. Interestingly, there is another plenum from the Communist Party scheduled over the next 10 days. So potentially that meeting could unlock such actions. Finally, UK labour market data on Tuesday. BOE is considered to stand pat at the next meeting. If we get a soft report, that might reopen the discussion for a more dovish stance, but the markets are not really ready for that move yet, as they continue to focus on the US and, of course, what the US dollar is doing.
Achilleas, thanks so much. This was the Weekly Forex Outlook here at XM.com.